Determinate prediction involves using the opponent's vision, breeding, and the timing of their attacks to control their next move by eliminating their options and goading them into a predetermined move. And this is more effective against those who practice foresight because Kaneda is not limited to just using his opponent's movements. Using the movement of muscles and tendons, the body's center of gravity, eye lines, and their breathing, masters of foresight can infer their opponent's next move. But Kaneda can use the movement of his own muscles and tendons, his own body center of gravity, his own eye lines, and his own breathing to use their foresight against them by goading them even further into a movement of his choosing. So, this does not mean that determinate prediction is ineffective against people who do not practice foresight, and this is because Kaneda can still goad them into a movement of his choosing by using their vision, breathing, and the timing of their attacks against them. Even though people who do not practice foresight will not be as trapped as someone who uses foresight, determinate prediction is a weapon created to replace the pinnacle of foresight called pre-initiative. And against Hatsumi, Kaneda proved that it is on par with pre-initiative. And pre-initiative is a power that puts people on another dimension. So, Kaneda can trap people who don't use foresight because he's fighting on a different level. In his match against Kaneda, Hatsumi was moving slowly to stop him from using his movements against him. And by not choosing a move, Hatsumi stopped Kaneda from using his foresight against him because he was not trying to read his next move. For his part, Kaneda was moving slowly because without determinate prediction, he would lose. And since he could not read Hatsumi's movements, Kaneda's only option was to make his movements easier to read by moving at the same pace. Despite his efforts, Hatsumi still picked a predetermined move, but Hatsumi realized his error because he could have made a better one. And in a fight between countering specialists, Hatsumi countered the counter and Kaneda fell a hair short from winning. So, Kaneda's determinate prediction was not stat checked. Even though Hatsumi has the reflexes to dodge attacks right before they land with minimal movements, if he did not realize that he could have made a better move, he would have fallen hook, line, and sinker for Kaneda's mail piercer, and Hatsumi would have lost. So, to defeat determinate prediction, fighters cannot run on their instincts. Instead, they have to think about their decisions. And a fighter like Kuroki, who focuses on using the right move at the right time, can overcome it. But a fighter like Yumigahama, who fails to notice his own errors and struggles to find the right move in disadvantaged positions, does not have a snowball's chance in hell of beating Kaneda, right? Kaneda is a weak man trying to become strong, and becoming strong is easier said than done. Steroids are not a super soldier serum. Like anything you put into your body, genetics determine how your body reacts to it. And to begin with, Kaneda was never a natural athlete. So for Kaneda, being weak is a reality that he simply cannot escape. But because Kaneda was an ordinary guy on the receiving end of the genetic lottery, he was driven to become strong. And without his weakness, Kaneda may have never fought. And if he had never fought, Kaneda would have never been so obsessed by his weakness that he developed his own form of foresight to compensate for it. There is no smoke without flames, no courage without fear, and no future without a past. So, what's wrong with the weak becoming the strong? But instead of acknowledging Kaneda's story for what it is, and seeing Determinate Prediction as a reflection of his journey, we are mad that Hatsumi had a very narrow victory over a guy he outclasses in almost every way imaginable. And I get it, Hatsumi is a cool guy with a cool style who has a lot of cool things to show us, and almost losing to Kaneda was not one of them. But that's the point. No matter how wide the difference in power becomes, Kaneda has the power to change the game and can force the odds in his favor. So please read it for what it is and understand that Kaneda can defeat people who are stronger than him because of his weakness, not in spite of it.